Trying to get my shit together. Any type of weather. Don't you wear no sweater. You better let her get butt naked. Get butt naked. What's up, man? You know, I'm chopping it up all times of the day coming through on the bat line. You know me, man. Oh, man, you know, a lot of shit coming out. Jake Paul talking about the tank fight. You know, we worried about Jake Paul, man. You know, where the real Tank fans at, G? You know, we got a big fight coming up with Lamont Roach. I just can't stop talking about that. A lot of people talking about we can't break down that fight. We trying to help Tank out. We trying to help Tank out right quick because we need him to win this fight now. Because he said he's dealing with Turkey. Oh, he didn't say that? I thought, you know, it was a little rumor going around he might bow down on bending knee. If he do, you know, we going to see Shakur fight, right? It costs a little too much to get Shakur Stevenson, man. You know, he's a runner, but, you know, he's attracting a little too much money now. That's a shame, you know, these guys out here that can't knock nobody out got to pay these niggas all this fucking money. I don't know why we got to pay Shakur Stevenson so much fucking money to get him a Tank fight. You know, Pitbull Cruz, man, you get him a couple bag of Doritos or something, man. You know, he get on the ball, man. You know, Frank Martin just wanted a little more, You know, I'm pretty sure Hector Garcia, man, got a couple dollars. You know, nothing much major. You know, Ryan Garcia got that on the back end, right? Yeah. Look like the only body to come to the PBC get paid is Canelo. And he ain't over there right now. So, you know, my thing is Tank need to go to Turkey because that's where the bag is. And you niggas know it's all about the bag. It's all about the money. It's all about the bag. It's all about the dough, you know. So you going to get the most dough fucking with Turkey. And people ain't going to respect you if you fight Jake Paul. I want to see it. I want to see that shit. I want to see how big you get. You know, I want to see the little porky pig. And then if you do get that big to fight Jake Paul, I want to see you come back down and fight somebody. And see how that shit affects your body. You know, you're not supposed to go up and down in weight like that all the time. It's bad for your health. You know, when people fluctuate back and forth through big weight and little weight, you know, it affects them bad, like Roy Jones. Went up to heavyweight, beat Ruiz. You understand me? And then, you know, there it go. Pop goes the Weezer because the Weezer goes pop. Got dropped when he came back. Not a good thing, man, you know, going up in weight and coming back and going up all that way. You know, that's what Terrence Crawford might have an issue with if he come back to 54. If he so happened to beat Canelo and he chooses to come back to 54, that might affect him. But, you know, you use your IQ and you can get away with things. You know, it's harder to knock someone out than it is to, you know. I tell people this then. I think I got that backwards. I'm sorry. It's harder to stay away from somebody for 12 rounds than it is to knock somebody out. Let's put it like that because you got a lot of elements in the sweet art, the shit y'all call running, the shit that white folks and Mexicans used to say about black fighters back in the days. You know, they want you to stay still stand there and let me punch you in your face. Because it's not fair that I don't have that rhythm. Yeah, I definitely got to handle some business, man. You know me. But I just wanted to let you guys know before I left, man. You know, it's a real deal. Fight coming up with this Lamont Roach, and I feel like Lamont Roach can pop this boy. Hoping ain't no politics involved, man. You know, we want to see a great fight. We hope Tank is A-OK, number one, and ready for this fight. No injuries. Whoever training you, we hope we give them the best, you know, Tank Davis that we've seen in a long time. And if you lose, I'm pretty sure Shakur might still want to fight you. And, you know, it'll be a big money bag if you go over there with Turkey. Because people still want to see you get beat up. You know, people still want to see Tank Davis get beat on a little bit, man. You know, so you got to give us what we want, man. You know, we want to see you get beat up, man, by Shakur Stevenson. Nobody don't want to see you get beat up by Lamont Roach, man, but it might just happen because it looks to me like he got your number. It looks to me like, you know, styles do make fights, right? And that style's just not good for you. And I'm pretty sure that, you know, Shakur Stevenson's style is much more greater than Lamont Roach. And I got Shakur stopping you by tricking the referees if he ever was to get a fight. Please, Turkey Al-Sheikh, bring up the bag for the Shakur and the Tank fight. There it is. So you guys think it's going to be a knockout? If it is, man, it's going to be a Tank fight. You know, I don't got Lamont Roach knocking shit out. He only got 10 KOs. You understand me? So, Tank got to knock out Lamont Roach until he gave him his best shot first fight. Didn't really do nothing to him. Tough little guy, tough little fella, man. I don't see Tank outboxing Lamont Roach. He's going to have to prove me wrong and show me that he got boxing skills to pay the bills like you guys say. You guys say Tank knows how to box. And Tank knows how to box, you know. We're going to see it in this fight because, you know, that swinging at one punch at a time, trying to catch him with that left hook, it just wasn't working. You know, that shit was not working at all, and I want to see what he does different. Nobody breaking down how he going to do it different. You know, nobody telling me what he going to ring around the rosy. He going to be lateral this fight again. Is he going to do the step back, and, you know, not too much lateral movement? He going to bring the fight earlier? Is he going to take it to him earlier? You know, if you know Lamont Roach ain't got that much power, you think he going to take it to him a little earlier and try to put that, you know, that energy and that power on him early before he gets tired? Maybe that's what the plan should be. But if Tank Davis comes out too aggressive, does he get countered with the fast footwork and the jab? Does he get his guard manipulated after 6 or 7 rounds of being too overly aggressive and not being able to knock Lamont Roach out? And say Lamont Roach survives to 6 or 7. I got Lamont Roach turning it up and stopping Tank in 10 by tricking the referees like Shakur. But maybe not 10 because I think he'll have a bad round in 10. I think Tank will have a bad round in 10, man. You know, that fatigue. In the last fight at round 10, man, you just go back and watch him. You know, these guys be having their hands down by their race and shit, you know, running around and trying not to get hit. And, you know, light-skinned niggas, they whole body light up like a Christmas tree. And they be all red and shit. Yeah, so I say, you know, round 10, Tank get cracked. But, you know, he got a chin. I give him that. It'll take somebody like Edwin De Los Santos to stop, you know, Tank Davis. Because he has the power and the speed and the precision. And that'll be somebody that'll counter him clean on his button. But, you know, with Shakur, you know, it only take 2 pounds of pressure to knock somebody out. You know that, right? You ain't got to do all that cocking back to knock somebody out or knock them down. You just touch that button, you know, ain't nobody been able to touch that little motherfucker button like that. Well, except for Lamont Roach was really getting off the most I ever seen anybody. And I think he won that fight. Round 13 coming up, man. That's all I want to announce. We coming with the round 13 season. You know what I'm saying? Before somebody steal that there. Hit that like button. Hit that Cash App part twice. We out this bitch. Peace.